Vlad the Impaler. A name that echoes through the annals of history, striking fear into the hearts of those who hear it. The name itself sends shivers down our spines, conjuring images of dark castles, eerie forests, and the chilling gaze of a man whose cruelty knew no bounds. He is a figure as terrifying as he is fascinating, a man whose life and legend have become intertwined in the fabric of our collective nightmares. A real-life monster who inspired one of literature's most enduring villains, Dracula. Bram Stoker's infamous creation was born from the tales of Vlad's brutal reign. But how did a medieval prince from Wallachia, a small region in present-day Romania, become synonymous with vampirism and terror? What events in his life led to such a dark legacy? This is the story of Vlad III, the man behind the myth. Born into a world of political intrigue and constant warfare, Vlad's early years were marked by violence and betrayal. The story of how a prince, forged in the fires of war and political turmoil, would become a bloodthirsty tyrant, forever remembered as Vlad the Impaler. His methods of punishment were as gruesome as they were effective, earning him a reputation that would last for centuries. Vlad's story is not one for the faint of heart. It is filled with dark deeds and a relentless pursuit of power, often at the expense of his own humanity. It is a tale of betrayal, brutality, and unimaginable cruelty. His preferred method of execution, impalement, was designed to instill fear and maintain control over his enemies and subjects alike. It is a journey into the dark heart of medieval Europe, where life was cheap and death was a constant companion. The era was rife with disease, war, and suffering, and Vlad thrived in this environment. But it is also a story that speaks to the human condition, to the darkness that can reside within us all. Vlad's actions, while extreme, were a product of his time and circumstances, reflecting the brutal reality of medieval politics and warfare. This is a story about the man behind the monster, a man who, despite his horrific deeds, was also a product of his environment, shaped by the relentless struggle for power and survival. This is the story of Vlad the Impaler, a tale that continues to captivate and horrify, reminding us of the thin line between hero and villain, and the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. Vlad III was born in 1431, a time when the world was in turmoil. He took his first breath in the town of Sighisoara, nestled in the heart of Transylvania, a region known for its rugged beauty and strategic importance. His father, Vlad II, was the ruler of Wallachia, a principality that was constantly under threat from powerful neighbors. This was a time of great instability in the region, with frequent battles and shifting alliances. The Ottoman Empire, a powerful force to the south, was constantly threatening to expand its borders, seeking to dominate the entire region. Wallachia, caught between the Ottomans and the Kingdom of Hungary, was a dangerous place to rule, with its leaders often finding themselves in precarious positions. Vlad II, a member of the Order of the Dragon, a prestigious chivalric order, was dedicated to defending Christendom against the Ottoman Turks. The Order of the Dragon was established to protect Europe from the advancing Ottoman forces. To secure his position and gain support, Vlad II pledged his allegiance to the Hungarian king, a powerful ally in the region. In a bid to ensure his loyalty, he even entrusted his two young sons, Vlad and Radu, to the Sultan as a guarantee of his commitment. This was a common practice at the time, known as hostage diplomacy, but it was a risky one. It involved sending your children to live in the court of your enemy, a move that could backfire if alliances shifted. It meant sending your children to live in the court of your enemy, where they would be raised under the watchful eye of those who could become their adversaries. This practice was meant to ensure peace and loyalty, but it also placed the children in a vulnerable position, far from their homeland and family. Vlad and his younger brother Radu spent their formative years in the opulent yet dangerous Ottoman court. They received a first-class education in philosophy, science, and the arts. But they also witnessed the brutal realities of Ottoman rule. The brothers were subjected to harsh treatment and psychological pressure. This experience would have a profound impact on their lives, shaping them in vastly different ways. While Radu eventually embraced Ottoman culture and converted to Islam, Vlad grew to resent his captors. He hardened his heart against them, learning the art of war and developing a deep-seated hatred for the Turks. This hatred would fuel his actions later in life and contribute to his reputation for cruelty. Section 4. The Impaler's Rise to Power. In 1448, Vlad's father and older brother were assassinated by Wallachian nobles, leaving a power vacuum in the region. The Ottomans, seeing an opportunity, placed Vlad on the Wallachian throne, hoping to install a puppet ruler. Vlad, however, had other plans. He was determined to rule Wallachia on his own terms and to free his homeland from Ottoman influence. His time had come. Vlad's reign was short-lived. He was quickly deposed by pro-Hungarian boyars, noblemen who held significant power in Wallachia. Undeterred, Vlad spent the next several years gathering support, forging alliances, and plotting his return. He was a man possessed, driven by a burning desire for vengeance against those who had wronged him and a fierce determination to secure his place in history. Section 5. A Reign of Terror. In 1456, Vlad III returned to Wallachia with a vengeance. After years of exile and imprisonment, he was determined to reclaim his throne and exact revenge on those who had wronged him. He seized the throne and unleashed a reign of terror that would forever etch his name in the annals of history. His methods were ruthless, and his reputation quickly spread far and wide. Vlad's preferred method of punishment, impalement, was as brutal as it was effective. This gruesome technique involved driving a wooden stake through the victim's body, often starting from the rectum or vagina and exiting through the mouth, shoulders, or neck. Victims were impaled on sharpened wooden stakes, their own body weight slowly dragging them down as they died, a slow and agonizing death. The sight of forests filled with impaled bodies served as a grim warning to anyone who dared to oppose him. Vlad's cruelty knew no bounds. He employed a variety of other torturous methods, including skinning, boiling, and dismemberment, to instill fear and maintain control. He impaled men, women, and even children. No one was safe from his wrath, and entire villages were sometimes wiped out to serve as an example to others. He targeted anyone he perceived as a threat to his rule, including boyars, criminals, and even ordinary citizens. His purges were relentless, and his enemies were shown no mercy. His brutality served a dual purpose: to punish his enemies and to instill fear in the hearts of his subjects. By creating an atmosphere of terror, he ensured that loyalty was maintained through fear rather than love or respect. Vlad's reign of terror was not simply about bloodlust. It was a calculated strategy to maintain his grip on power in a region rife with instability and treachery. His harsh measures were aimed at consolidating his rule and deterring any potential rebellions. Despite his cruelty, some viewed him as a necessary evil, a ruler who brought order to a chaotic land through sheer force of will. His legacy remains a complex and controversial chapter in history, a testament to the lengths one man would go to secure his dominion.